Have you ever noticed that you've come to enjoy your alone time more as you age? Maybe you don't feel the need to be around people as often, or perhaps you find comfort in quiet moments rather than crowded social gatherings. Some might assume this means you're becoming withdrawn, but in reality, choosing to be alone in your later years is often a sign of great wisdom. While society tends to glorify being social and constantly connected, there's a deep sense of strength and understanding that comes with appreciating solitude. In this video, we'll explore 5 powerful reasons why seniors who enjoy being alone are incredibly wise. From valuing peace to embracing lifelong learning, each reason highlights how solitude in old age isn't about loneliness. It's about personal growth, emotional strength, and living life on your own terms. Stay with me until the end because you may discover that your preference for solitude is actually one of the greatest advantages of aging well. Now let's get started. Number 1, you understand the value of peace. There comes a time in life when peace becomes more valuable than noise. And for many seniors, that time arrives in their later years. After decades of handling responsibilities, dealing with conflicts, and navigating the ups and downs of life, you realize that peace is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. You've learned that unnecessary drama, constant distractions, and shallow interactions do nothing but drain your energy. Instead of filling your days with obligations that don't serve you, you now choose quality over quantity when it comes to how you spend your time and who you spend it with. Take 70-year-old Gerald, for example. In his younger years, he was always surrounded by people, co-workers, neighbors, acquaintances. He felt a sense of duty to be social, even when he didn't feel like it. But after retiring, he realized that many of those relationships were built on habit rather than true connection. He started saying no to events that didn't interest him, and instead focused on the simple joys of solitude, a quiet morning walk, reading a book, or just sitting with his thoughts. And what he discovered was remarkable. He wasn't lonely at all. He was free. The ability to embrace solitude means you're comfortable enough with yourself that you don't need constant external stimulation to feel fulfilled. Many people fear being alone because they don't know how to sit with their own thoughts. But if you prefer your own company, it's a sign of emotional strength, independence, and wisdom. Instead of wasting energy trying to keep up with social obligations that don't bring you joy, you protect your peace, something that many people never learn to do. People who don't understand this might assume that enjoying time alone is the same as isolation, but there's a major difference. Isolation happens when someone feels disconnected and longs for companionship they don't have. Solitude, on the other hand, is a choice. It's the decision to step away from the unnecessary noise of the world and find comfort in stillness. And when you reach a point in life where you truly understand that peace is more valuable than pointless socializing, you've unlocked one of the greatest gifts of aging. Number 2, you have a strong sense of self. As you age, one of the greatest signs of wisdom is the ability to truly know yourself. When you were younger, you may have spent time worrying about what others thought of you, trying to fit into social circles, or seeking approval from family, friends, or colleagues. But now you no longer feel the need to prove yourself to anyone. You've lived through enough experiences to understand who you are, what you want, and what you will and will not tolerate. And that kind of self-awareness is a rare and powerful thing. People who struggle with being alone often do so because they haven't built a strong relationship with themselves. They rely on others to fill the silence, to distract them from their own thoughts, or to give them a sense of identity. But if you genuinely enjoy your own company, it's because you've reached a level of self-acceptance and inner security that many people never achieve. Instead of looking outward for validation, you look inward and find contentment in simply being yourself. Consider 68-year-old Patricia. In her younger years, she was always surrounded by friends, constantly planning outings and making sure she was always busy. But as time went on, she realized that much of her socializing was done out of habit rather than genuine fulfillment. After her retirement, she started embracing more alone time, going for solo walks, enjoying peaceful mornings with her coffee, and even traveling by herself. What she found was that she didn't feel lonely at all. In fact, she felt more confident, more in tune with herself, and more free than ever before. When you know yourself well, you don't need external validation to feel whole. You are comfortable with your own thoughts, your own company, and your own decisions. This level of self-awareness allows you to make choices that align with what truly matters to you, rather than bending to societal expectations or pressure from others. You no longer waste time on activities or people who drain your energy. because you understand that your time is too valuable to spend on anything that doesn't bring you peace and fulfillment. Some may wonder why you prefer solitude, but those who truly understand will see it for what it is, a sign of someone who has done the inner work, who has nothing to prove, and who finds joy in their own presence. And that is one of the greatest strengths a person can have. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, you choose quality over quantity in relationships. As you grow older, one of the greatest realizations you come to is that not all relationships are worth maintaining. In your younger years, you may have spent time surrounded by acquaintances, co-workers, or people who came and went from your life without much meaning. But now you understand that what truly matters isn't how many people are in your life, it's the quality of the relationships you keep. Many people feel pressured to maintain social ties just because they've known someone for a long time. But wisdom teaches you that longevity doesn't always equal value. If a relationship doesn't bring mutual respect, support, or joy, then holding on to it out of obligation only drains your energy. This is why many seniors who prefer solitude aren't antisocial or lonely. They've simply outgrown shallow connections and prioritized deeper, more meaningful bonds. Take 72-year-old Frank, for example. He used to feel obligated to keep up with a large circle of friends, even when those friendships didn't add much value to his life. He would attend gatherings he didn't enjoy, have conversations that felt forced, and spend time with people who didn't truly know or appreciate him. But as he got older, he started focusing on the few relationships that felt real, meaningful, and enriching. Instead of trying to please everyone, he now spends his time with the people who genuinely care about him. And the result? He feels lighter, more at peace, and more fulfilled than ever before. When you choose quality over quantity, you start valuing authenticity over appearances. You no longer feel the need to force friendships that don't serve you or engage in meaningless small talk just to pass the time. Instead, you invest in the relationships that bring real joy, wisdom, and connection. Whether that's family members, a few close friends, or even just the bond you've built with yourself. Some might see your preference for solitude as distancing yourself from others. But the truth is, you simply understand the difference between being surrounded by people and being truly connected to them. You don't need a full calendar of social events to feel validated because you've reached a stage in life where genuine connections matter more than social expectations. And that's a sign of deep wisdom. Number 4, you enjoy lifelong learning and personal growth. One of the biggest misconceptions about aging is that personal growth slows down as you get older. But in reality, those who embrace solitude often continue to grow, learn, and evolve more than ever before. While some people rely on constant social interactions to stay entertained, those who prefer being alone often find deep fulfillment in exploring new ideas, learning new skills, and expanding their understanding of the world. Many wise seniors use their alone time to engage in meaningful activities, reading, writing, painting, playing an instrument, or even learning a new language. Rather than relying on others for entertainment, they develop their minds in ways that bring genuine satisfaction. This kind of intellectual curiosity is one of the strongest indicators of wisdom and longevity. Studies have shown that seniors who remain mentally active through learning and creative pursuits tend to maintain sharper cognitive function and a greater sense of purpose in life. Take 74-year-old Eleanor, for instance. After spending decades raising a family and working in a demanding career, she found herself with more free time than she had ever had before. Some people assumed she would fill that time by joining clubs or social groups, but instead, she discovered the joy of solitary learning. She started reading books on history and philosophy, took up painting, and even began writing down memories from her life. Instead of feeling bored or lonely, she found a renewed sense of excitement and purpose in her alone time. The ability to enjoy lifelong learning isn't just about staying mentally sharp. It's about keeping your mind open, engaged, and excited about life. Many people fall into the trap of thinking that by a certain age, they've learned everything they need to know. But the wisest seniors understand that there is always something new to discover. Whether it's a different perspective, a skill you've never tried, or a deeper understanding of yourself. People who fear solitude often seek constant distraction, but those who embrace it understand that alone time is an opportunity, not a limitation. Instead of wasting time on shallow interactions, You use your solitude to build knowledge, challenge yourself, and deepen your appreciation for life. And that is a sign of true wisdom. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, you are comfortable with your own thoughts and emotions. Many people go through life avoiding solitude because they don't want to be alone with their own thoughts. They keep themselves busy, fill their schedules with distractions, and surround themselves with noise, anything to avoid sitting in silence with themselves. But those who embrace solitude in their later years have reached a rare and powerful level of emotional maturity. They are comfortable with who they are, at peace with their past, and unafraid of their own inner world. When you can sit alone without feeling restless or uncomfortable, it means you've developed a deep sense of self-acceptance. You no longer need external stimulation to feel whole. You don't rely on others to define your happiness. Instead, you have learned to appreciate stillness, reflection, and the quiet moments that allow you to connect with yourself. This kind of emotional independence is something that many people never achieve, and it's a clear sign of wisdom. Take 69-year-old Walter. In his younger years, he felt the need to constantly be around people, going to social events, keeping up with conversations, and always having something to do. But as he got older, he realized that much of his need for socializing came from a fear of facing his own thoughts. Once he started embracing solitude, he discovered something surprising: he actually enjoyed his own company. He used quiet moments to reflect on his life, appreciate how far he'd come, and even process old emotions that he had once buried under busyness. And with that came a sense of peace he had never known before. Being comfortable in solitude doesn't mean you never enjoy socializing. It means you don't need constant interaction to feel complete. You have reached a point where you can sit in stillness without feeling lonely, where you can reflect on life without feeling regret, and where you can appreciate each moment for what it is. Instead of running from silence, you embrace it as a space for growth, gratitude, and understanding. Many people spend their whole lives avoiding this kind of deep self-reflection, but those who reach this level of comfort with themselves have truly mastered one of the most important lessons in life. When you can be alone and feel completely at peace, it means you have found something that no amount of socializing can replace: true inner contentment. Final thoughts. Choosing to spend more time alone in your later years isn't a sign of loneliness, it's a sign of wisdom. It means you've reached a level of self-awareness and emotional strength that allows you to value peace, prioritize meaningful relationships, continue learning, and fully accept yourself. While some people may misunderstand your preference for solitude, you know that your alone time is not empty. It's filled with purpose, reflection, and personal growth. Not everyone reaches this stage of life with the same level of understanding. Some people still chase distractions, fearing silence and their own thoughts. But if you find joy in your own company, if you can sit alone and feel content, then you have unlocked one of the greatest gifts of aging: the ability to be truly at peace with yourself. What stood out to you the most? Which of these insights do you see in yourself? We'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Felt that nagging knee pain making even simple movements harder? If so, you're not alone. As we get older, knee pain becomes one of the most common complaints, limiting mobility and affecting overall quality of life. But here's the good news. Many doctors and experts have found that incorporating just a few simple, daily habits can make a world of difference. In this video, we're revealing 5 doctor-recommended habits that have helped countless older adults regain comfort and movement in their knees, even when they once thought pain was inevitable. These aren't complicated treatments or drastic lifestyle changes, but practical, easy-to-follow steps that, when done consistently, can significantly reduce stiffness, improve strength, and even help prevent further joint damage. Make sure to stay with me until the end, because you'll discover how these daily habits can not only ease your knee pain, but also help you feel more in control of your health and mobility. Even if you've struggled with knee pain for years, these strategies may change the way you move and how you feel every single day. Now let's get started. Number 1, gentle daily stretching. One of the most effective, yet often overlooked ways to ease knee pain is through daily stretching. When done correctly, stretching helps loosen tight muscles, improve flexibility, and relieve stiffness that can make every step feel like a struggle. If your knees feel stiff in the morning or after sitting for too long, that's your body signaling that those joints need movement. Stretching isn't about pushing yourself to the limit. It's about gently encouraging your muscles and joints to move more freely, reducing the tension that contributes to pain. Many doctors recommend focusing on stretches that specifically target the muscles surrounding the knees. The quadriceps, hamstrings, and calves all play a crucial role in knee function, and when they become tight, they pull on the joint, leading to discomfort. A simple seated hamstring stretch or a gentle quadriceps stretch against a chair can do wonders in improving mobility. Even 5 minutes of stretching each morning can set the tone for a more comfortable, pain-free day. Take the story of Richard, a 72-year-old man who had been dealing with knee stiffness for years. Every morning he felt like his knees were locked in place, making those first few steps out of bed unbearable. His doctor recommended a short stretching routine before even getting up, gently bending and extending his legs while still lying down. Within weeks, he noticed a significant difference. He could move with less pain, and those stiff, achy mornings became a thing of the past. One of the most common mistakes people make when stretching is rushing through it or bouncing into movements. Stretching should be slow and controlled, allowing your muscles to lengthen gradually. Holding each stretch for at least 20 to 30 seconds gives your body the time it needs to relax and adjust. Breathing deeply during each stretch can also help release tension and enhance flexibility. The beauty of stretching is that it requires no equipment, no expensive treatments, and barely any time out of your day. Whether you do it first thing in the morning, after a walk, or right before bed, making stretching a daily habit can help you regain the mobility you thought you had lost. And when your knees move more freely, everything from standing up with ease to taking a stroll in the park becomes a whole lot easier. Number 2, strengthening exercises. While stretching helps loosen tight muscles and improve flexibility, strengthening exercises provide the stability your knees need to function without pain. Weak muscles around the knee force the joint to bear more stress, which leads to discomfort, inflammation, and even long-term damage. That's why doctors emphasize strengthening the quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes, muscles that provide crucial support, and reduce the strain on your knee joints. One of the best exercises for knee strength is the seated leg raise. Sitting in a sturdy chair, simply extend one leg straight out, hold for a few seconds, then slowly lower it back down. This simple movement engages the quadriceps without putting pressure on the knee. Another effective option is heel and toe raises, which strengthen the calf muscles and improve joint stability. If getting down on the floor is comfortable for you, bridges, where you lie on your back and lift. Your hips are excellent for strengthening the glutes and relieving knee stress. A great example is Barbara, a 68-year-old woman who had been struggling with knee pain for years. She assumed it was just part of aging, but her doctor recommended a short daily routine of seated leg raises and gentle squats against the wall. She started with just 5 minutes a day, and within a few weeks, she noticed a real difference. Walking upstairs became easier, and she could stand for longer periods without discomfort. The best part? Her knees felt stronger and more stable than they had in years. The key to strengthening exercises is consistency. Many people assume they need to lift heavy weights or perform intense workouts, but that's not true. Even low-impact bodyweight exercises, when done daily, can build the muscle support necessary to take pressure off the knees. The goal is to activate these muscles regularly so that over time, they become stronger and more resilient. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 3, anti-inflammatory diet. When it comes to knee pain, what you eat can be just as important as how you move. Many doctors emphasize that chronic inflammation is one of the biggest culprits behind persistent joint pain. The food we consume can either fuel inflammation or help fight it. That's why making the right dietary choices is a powerful way to naturally reduce knee pain and improve mobility over time. One of the best ways to combat inflammation is by incorporating foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, such as salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds. Omega-3s are known for their anti-inflammatory properties, which help reduce swelling and discomfort in the joints. Many people also find relief by adding more antioxidant-rich foods like berries, spinach, and turmeric to their meals. These foods contain compounds that protect cartilage from damage and slow down the progression of joint pain. Take the case of George, a 75-year-old man who had been struggling with knee pain for over a decade. He relied on over-the-counter pain relievers just to get through the day, but his doctor suggested making a few dietary changes. George started adding more leafy greens, nuts, and fatty fish to his meals, while cutting back on processed foods and refined sugars. Within a few months, he noticed a real shift. His morning stiffness wasn't as bad, and he could move more comfortably without reaching for pain pills as often. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that diet has little impact on joint pain. However, certain foods, especially processed sugars, fried foods, and refined carbohydrates, are known to trigger inflammation and make knee pain worse. That's why doctors recommend reducing or eliminating these foods, while focusing on whole, nutrient-dense options. Even small changes, like switching from white bread to whole grains or choosing olive oil instead of vegetable oil, can make a noticeable difference in how your knees feel. Staying hydrated is another important factor. Water helps lubricate the joints, keeping them cushioned and reducing friction that can lead to pain. Many people don't realize that mild dehydration can make joint pain feel worse, so drinking enough water throughout the day is a simple but effective way to support knee health. The best part about an anti-inflammatory diet is that it's not just good for your knees, it benefits your overall health. A diet rich in nutrient-dense food supports heart health, brain function, and even energy levels. Many people who adopt these dietary changes find that not only does their knee pain improve, but they also feel better, move better, and even sleep better. Making dietary adjustments doesn't mean overhauling your entire lifestyle overnight. Start small, maybe by adding a handful of walnuts to your breakfast or swapping out processed snacks for a handful of berries. Over time, these small habits add up, and before you know it, your knees and your entire body will thank you for it. Number 4, proper footwear and support. Many people don't realize just how much their shoes affect their knees. Doctors often emphasize that wearing the wrong footwear can put unnecessary stress on the joints, worsening pain and even leading to long-term damage. If you've ever noticed that your knees feel worse after standing or walking for a while, your shoes might be the culprit. The right footwear provides cushioning, support, and stability, all of which help reduce strain on the knees and make movement more comfortable. One of the biggest mistakes older adults make is wearing worn-out shoes with little to no arch support. Over time, the padding inside shoes breaks down, causing the feet to absorb more impact with every step. This stress travels up to the knees, increasing discomfort and inflammation. Doctors recommend choosing shoes with good arch support, shock absorption, and a firm heel counter to keep the foot properly aligned and reduce pressure on the knees. Orthopedic shoes or well-cushioned sneakers can make a noticeable difference, especially if you spend a lot of time on your feet. For people with existing knee pain, custom orthotic inserts can provide additional relief. These inserts help redistribute pressure, correct alignment issues, and minimize impact on the joints. Many older adults who switch to supportive shoes and inserts report feeling a significant improvement in both comfort and mobility. A great example is Mary, a 74-year-old woman who struggled with knee pain for years. She tried stretching, exercising, and even adjusting her diet, but something still felt off. It wasn't until her doctor suggested a proper shoe fitting that she realized she had been wearing the wrong size and type of shoe for her foot shape. After switching to well-cushioned, supportive sneakers and adding orthotic inserts, she noticed an immediate difference. Walking felt easier, her knees didn't ache as much, and she could stand for longer without discomfort. Another important factor is avoiding high heels, flat sandals, and shoes with minimal support. These types of footwear may look nice, but they can throw off the body's natural alignment and put excessive strain on the knees. Even around the house, wearing supportive slippers or indoor shoes with cushioning can help protect the joints from unnecessary stress. Walking on hard surfaces like concrete can also take a toll on the knees. If you often walk on pavement, consider choosing softer walking paths, such as grassy areas or rubberized tracks whenever possible. Small adjustments like these can go a long way in preserving knee health and preventing further pain. The bottom line? Your knees absorb a tremendous amount of impact with every step you take. Wearing proper footwear and using the right support doesn't just provide relief. It helps prevent further damage and keeps you moving comfortably for years to come. If you've been struggling with knee pain, take a moment to check your shoes. A simple change could be the key to making every step feel easier and pain-free. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 5, consistent low-impact movement. One of the worst things you can do for knee pain is to stop moving. It might seem counterintuitive after all. When your knees ache, resting feels like the best option. But doctors warn that too much inactivity can actually make the pain worse. Joints need movement to stay lubricated, muscles need engagement to maintain strength, and circulation needs stimulation to reduce inflammation. That's why engaging in low-impact activities is one of the best ways to keep knee pain at bay and maintain long-term mobility. Low-impact exercises like swimming, cycling, and walking allow you to stay active without putting too much stress on your knees. Swimming is particularly effective because the buoyancy of water supports your body weight, relieving pressure while allowing full range of motion. Cycling, whether on a stationary bike or outdoors, keeps the knees moving in a smooth, controlled manner without the jarring impact of high-impact exercises like running. And walking, when done on even surfaces and with proper footwear, can help keep the knees strong and flexible. Take the story of Frank, a 70-year-old man who had nearly given up on exercise because of knee pain. Every time he tried to jog or do traditional workouts, his knees ached for days afterward. A physical therapist encouraged him to switch to swimming and stationary cycling instead. Within a few months, his knees felt stronger, and he could move without the same level of discomfort. More importantly, he regained confidence in his ability to stay active without fear of worsening his pain. Many older adults worry that exercise might damage their knees further, but the key is choosing movements that are gentle, controlled, and designed for long-term joint health. Water aerobics, Tai Chi, and gentle yoga are excellent options as well, helping to improve flexibility, balance, and strength, all of which contribute to knee stability. Another overlooked but effective way to keep your knees healthy is simply standing up and moving around regularly throughout the day. Sitting for long periods causes stiffness, weakens the surrounding muscles, and reduces circulation, which can worsen knee pain. Setting a reminder to stand up, stretch, or take a short walk every hour can prevent stiffness from setting in. Posture also plays a major role in knee health. Standing and walking with proper alignment reduces unnecessary strain on the joints. Keeping your shoulders back, core engaged, and weight evenly distributed helps minimize the pressure that builds up in the knees over time. Many people find that simply being mindful of their posture throughout the day makes a difference in how their knees feel. One of the best things about low-impact movement is that it's adaptable to any fitness level. You don't need to push yourself through intense workouts. Just focus on consistent, gentle activity that keeps your knees engaged and mobile. Whether it's a 10-minute walk after breakfast or an afternoon swim, small efforts add up. Over time, staying active becomes a habit, and before you know it, you'll be moving with more ease, confidence, and comfort. Final thoughts. Knee pain can feel like an unavoidable part of aging, but the truth is, small, consistent habits can make a world of difference. Whether it's gentle stretching, strengthening exercises, an anti-inflammatory diet, proper footwear, or low-impact movement, these simple steps can help you regain comfort, mobility, and confidence in your daily life. The best part? You don't need expensive treatments or drastic changes, just a commitment to taking care of your knees a little bit each day. If you've ever felt like knee pain was holding you back, now is the perfect time to start making these small adjustments. Stretching in the morning can loosen stiff joints, strengthening exercises can provide better support, the right foods can reduce inflammation, good footwear can improve alignment, and regular movement can keep everything functioning smoothly. Each of these strategies plays a role in helping you move with greater ease and less discomfort. Think about your own daily routine. Which of these habits do you already practice, and which ones could you start incorporating today? The key is to take small, manageable steps because every bit of effort adds up over time. Many older adults who commit to these habits are surprised at how much better they feel within weeks or even days. When your knees move freely and without pain, life becomes a lot more enjoyable. If you're dealing with knee pain, Know that you are not alone, and there are real practical solutions available. These simple lifestyle changes have helped countless people just like you move with less discomfort and more ease. It's never too late to take control of your joint health and start feeling better one day at a time. Have you ever felt a deep sense of loneliness after retirement and thought that visiting old friends might be the cure? Many people believe that rekindling past friendships will fill the emotional gap that retirement often brings, but the reality is not so simple. What if I told you that visiting friends when you feel lonely might actually make things worse? In this video, we'll explore 5 surprising reasons why you should think twice before relying on old friendships to ease post-retirement loneliness. From the changing nature of relationships to the hidden risks of emotional dependence, each reason reveals why seeking comfort in familiar faces may not be the solution you think it is. Instead, we'll uncover a wiser, healthier approach to navigating loneliness after retirement, one that leads to true fulfillment and personal growth. Stay tuned until the end because what you learn today might completely shift how you approach your social life in retirement. Now let's get started. Number 1, friendships change after retirement. One of the hardest truths to accept after retirement is that friendships aren't always the same as they once were. You may expect to pick up where you left off, sharing laughs, stories, and companionship like you did in the past. But as the years go by, people change. Life moves in different directions, and the friends you once relied on may no longer fit into your life in the same way. Think about it. Before retirement, friendships were often built around routines. Maybe you saw each other at work, met up during lunch breaks, or shared weekend gatherings when your schedules aligned. But now, without those built-in opportunities, friendships require more effort to maintain. And when you reach out to visit old friends, you may find that they've developed new routines, new relationships, and even new priorities that don't always include you. Take John, for example. At 72, he felt a deep sense of loneliness after leaving his longtime job. He thought reconnecting with old friends would bring him the comfort he needed. But when he started reaching out, he realized that many of them had already moved on with their own lives. Some were busy traveling, others were focused on their grandchildren, and a few simply seemed less interested in maintaining close relationships. John found himself feeling even more isolated than before, realizing that what he expected from these friendships no longer matched reality. The truth is, not every friendship is meant to last forever. People evolve, and the dynamics that once held friendships together may not exist anymore. When you visit old friends expecting things to be the way they used to be, you may unknowingly set yourself up for disappointment. Instead of seeking comfort in the past, the wiser choice is to embrace change and focus on building new, meaningful connections that align with the person you are today. Number 2, you might be seeking comfort in the wrong place. When loneliness sets in, it's natural to look for something familiar, something that reminds you of the past and gives you a sense of belonging. And for many, that means turning to old friends. But here's what most people don't realize. Loneliness isn't always about missing people. It's often about missing purpose. After retirement, the daily structure that once gave life meaning suddenly disappears. There are no work obligations, no meetings, no responsibilities that require your attention in the same way. Many retirees feel like they've lost a sense of direction, and in that void, they turn to friendships as a way to fill the gap. They believe that if they can just reconnect with the right people, they'll feel like themselves again. But the truth is, seeking comfort in old friendships doesn't always address the real issue. You might find yourself spending time with friends, reminiscing about the past, but still feeling an emptiness inside. That's because the problem isn't the lack of social interaction, it's the lack of something meaningful to engage with. Instead of looking outward for fulfillment, the wiser choice is to focus on rediscovering passions, setting new goals, and building a life that excites you, one that doesn't rely on others to feel complete. Look at Martha, for example. At 68, she found herself constantly reaching out to old friends after retiring, hoping that their company would bring her happiness. She spent her days calling people, visiting them, and trying to make plans. But no matter how much she socialized, she still felt like something was missing. It wasn't until she started volunteering at a local animal shelter that she finally felt a true sense of fulfillment. She realized that what she had been seeking wasn't friendship, it was purpose. If you find yourself feeling lonely and immediately think about visiting an old friend, take a step back and ask yourself, am I really missing this person? Or am I missing something deeper? True, emotional fulfillment comes from within, not from relying on others to provide it. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, constantly visiting can lead to social imbalance. Friendships should be a two-way street. Both people should contribute equally to the relationship, making each other feel valued and appreciated. But when you're the one always initiating visits, always making the plans, always trying to reconnect, it can create an imbalance. You might not even realize it. But when one person is always reaching out while the other is just passively responding, the friendship starts to feel one-sided. Many retirees don't notice this at first. They believe they're simply being proactive, making an effort to stay connected. But after a while, they start to wonder, why am I always the one making the call? Why am I always the one driving to their house? Do they even want to see me? Or are they just being polite? This can lead to frustration, resentment, and even deeper feelings of isolation. Let's talk about Richard, a 70-year-old retiree who made it his mission to stay in touch with his old friends. Every week, he would call or drop by, hoping to catch up like they used to. But after a while, he started noticing something. His friends never initiated. They were friendly when he reached out, but they never made the first move. And that realization hit him hard. It made him feel like maybe they weren't as interested in maintaining the friendship as he was. He wondered, have I been forcing something that isn't there anymore? If you find yourself in a similar situation, always being the one to visit, always doing the work to keep friendships alive, it might be time to step back. A true meaningful friendship should not feel like a job. If someone values your presence, they will make an effort too. And if they don't, that's a sign to stop chasing and start focusing on relationships that bring mutual joy. Number 4, over-reliance on friends can hinder personal growth. It's natural to want companionship, especially after retirement when daily interactions become less frequent. But relying too much on old friends to fill that space can actually hold you back from the personal growth you need in this stage of life. Instead of stepping outside your comfort zone, meeting new people, or exploring new interests, you might find yourself clinging to the past, revisiting old friendships because they feel safe, even when they no longer serve you. This is something that happened to Barbara, a 74-year-old widow who spent years trying to keep in touch with her childhood friends. Every time she felt lonely, she would call them up, visit their homes, and try to relive the good old days. But deep down, she started noticing something. These interactions left her feeling stuck, not fulfilled. She wasn't growing, she wasn't trying new things. She was just running back to something familiar because it was easier than facing change. The reality is, as we age, we need to evolve too. That doesn't mean abandoning old friendships. It means recognizing when they no longer contribute to our happiness and well-being. Instead of constantly looking to the past, why not create a future that excites you? Learn a new skill, travel somewhere new, start a hobby you've always put off. Life doesn't stop after retirement, it's a new chapter, and you get to decide how to fill it. If you're watching this and realizing you've been holding on to old friendships out of habit rather than true joy, ask yourself, am I visiting because I want to, or because I'm afraid of what's next? If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, unbalanced friendships can drain your energy. Friendships are meant to bring joy, connection, and mutual support. But if you find yourself constantly visiting friends who no longer match your energy, values, or lifestyle, it can actually drain you rather than uplift you. Sometimes we keep friendships alive out of obligation, even when they no longer feel fulfilling. And as we get older, our time and emotional energy become more valuable than ever. Think about this. Have you ever spent time with someone and left feeling more exhausted than energized? Maybe the conversation felt forced. Maybe they dominated the discussion with negativity. Or maybe you realized you were doing all the emotional labor while they contributed little in return. That's not a true friendship. It's a one-sided transaction. And the more you engage in these kinds of interactions, the more you might feel emotionally drained rather than recharged. Take Thomas, for example. At 76, he prided himself on being a loyal friend. He made regular visits to old acquaintances, always checking in and making sure they were doing okay. But over time, he started noticing something. These visits weren't making him happy. Some friends only wanted to complain, others never asked how he was doing, and a few seemed indifferent to his presence altogether. Instead of feeling connected, he left those visits feeling tired, frustrated, and even lonelier than before. The truth is, your time is precious. And if you're constantly visiting friends who leave you feeling drained, it's time to ask yourself, is this friendship truly benefiting me, or am I just holding on to it out of habit? Real friendships should leave you feeling valued, understood, and uplifted. If they don't, it's perfectly okay to step back and invest your energy in relationships that bring positivity into your life. Final thoughts. If you've made it this far, take a moment to reflect on what we've covered today. Friendships are important, but they should never come at the cost of your peace, growth, or emotional well-being. Visiting old friends out of habit, obligation, or loneliness might seem like the right thing to do, but if those friendships no longer serve you, it may be time to rethink your approach. Retirement isn't just about maintaining the past, it's about creating a future that fulfills you. Instead of clinging to relationships that drain your energy, invest in the things that bring you true happiness. Focus on personal growth, meaningful activities, and friendships that make you feel valued. Let go of guilt and remember that you deserve relationships that uplift and inspire you. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which part of this video resonated with you the most? Have you ever felt like you were holding on to friendships that no longer served you? Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.